Dear students, welcome to the e-learning session. This initiative is taken by Cambridge International School, the STUA. I am Navdeep, working as PGT Informatics Practices here. So I welcome you all for in this new session. Students, we are again going to focus on descriptive statistics. Uh, in statistics, you are all familiar with we apply different operations: mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, covariance, and so on. So descriptive statistics is that when we input certain data in pandas, so we get details of the that very data in the form of descriptive statistics. What basically that data depict and what that data contains, so that we can get using descriptive statistics. Students, before going into the details, just revising what we have covered last week. So last week we have gone through iteration operation on data frame, then indexing using labels to apply condition on labels and get the required result, then the joining, merging and concatenation operations on data frame, then the very important Boolean indexing. Clear? So Boolean indexing, basically it picks up the true and false values only from the index part. Clear? And then finally we have started another topic, that is the descriptive statistics. So we'll be elaborating a bit more on this today also. So again, what is a descriptive statistics? A large number of methods collectively compute descriptive statistics and other related operations on a data frame. So most common these aggregation operations like sum, mean, count, standard deviation, variance. So these are the examples. Generally speaking, these methods take axis. Clear? So we have basically now in a data frame we have two axes, x-axis and y-axis. So by default axis is equal to 0. So it means the operation will be applied column wise. If you put the axis is equal to 1, so it means the operation will be done now row wise. So in descriptive statistics, students, we will go through these functions: max function, minimum function, count, sum, mean, median, mode, quartile, standard deviation and variance. So students, will take a practical example in Jupyter Notebook and start working on this. So coming to the Jupyter Notebook, the first step is import pandas as pd. So we can name this as, can comment this one, importing pandas module. So next step is, students, creating a data frame. So today's example we will cover here. See, the attributes are, first we take the attribute as name. So you enter the names. Like first name I enter Amrit, second name is Daman, the next name I take is Deep, fourth name I take is Harpreet, and the last one is Deepika. So these are the names I have. Then the secondly I start with the another parameter. So let's say I enter the age, so separated by colon, then the corresponding values. So 23 I take, 24, 21, 1970. So these are the age values I have taken. Use here comma. Then the another column is, let's say the attribute is pre-test. score of the candidates. So let's say the values for this is 4, then 24, then 31, then 2, then 3. Clear? And then we have another evaluation, so I name it as post test score of the candidates. So let's say these values are 25, 94, then 57, then 62, and then last is 7070. So that's what we have my dictionary. So next step is to convert into a data frame object. df is equal to pandas dot data frame, then my data, and then the columns I set is equal to, let's say, first is name, then is age, then the third one is pre-test score, then the next one is post test score. So these are the values I have, and finally is the printing of the data frame. Simple is use print, then matching your data. So you run this one now. So students, we are now ready with the data frame. Clear? So these are the name values, their age corresponding. First we have a pre-test score, then we have a post-test score of the students, and these are their index values. So this is how my data frame looks like. So now I am ready to apply different operations on my data frame. Let us say the very first operation I apply is on the age attribute, and I want to calculate the sum of all the ages in the data frame. Clear? So I have picked here age, the specific column I have picked up from my data frame, and I am going to apply here the sum operation. So run this one. So you see here all the ages are summed up here. Clear? So this is the basically the example of the sum operation here, printing of sum of ages of the all the candidates. Clear? So students, here we have applied now the operation today on a specific column today, that is the age one. Now let's say now I am going to apply here the which function, the next function I am going to apply the mean. So let's say I want to calculate the mean, and I am going to apply this operation on pre-test score. So I can get the average score of the candidates in a pre-test score. So you run this one, so you get their pre-test score is 12.8. Yeah. So similarly the same operation mean I can apply on the post-test score also, that is available here in the data frame. Post, this is the this attribute I have. So when you run this one, so you already know that you get that the post-test score is average is higher as compared to the pre-test score. So this is the mean function that we have applied. So my next function that I am going to apply is the count function. So count function, it just checks the values, counts the value, not number of values, not the values in that, the presence number of values. So when you run this one, so you see that in post score test we have how many values are there? 5 values are there. Similarly you can apply how many values are there under name attribute. So you see under name also there are 5 values are there. So this just counts the number of values present in a particular column. So next students will apply the minimum function. So let's say we want to find the minimum value under, let's say, pre-test score. So when you run this one, so you see what sort of result we are getting. 2. So in pre-test score the minimum value here is 2. Clear? So similarly, let's say you apply this operation now on the post one, post test score, and you run this one. So when you run this one, so the in post test the minimum score is 25. Clear? So for 5 values it's the applicability you are not able to find, but when we have huge number of values and we want to find the minimum out of that, then this function becomes very handy. And similarly you can apply the maximum also. Clear? So maximum, as you all are familiar, it will give us the maximum value in that particular attribute. The maximum value under post test score is 94. So moving forward, next function, that is median. So median, as you know, that gives you the mid value. Clear? So median in post test score. So when you run this one, so median value is 62. Similarly, if you want to calculate for mid value from the pre-test, so you click on this run button, so you get the median value is 4 in a pre-test score. Clear? So students, here understanding the meaning of each function is very important. If you don't know the meaning of a function and then we start running that one, so that will not yield the required results. So we need to understand that function very well. Then next we are going to work with the VAR, variance. We are going to calculate the variance on pre-test score. Clear? So when you run this one, so you get the 186.7. This is the variance. So how will be understanding what this 186 means, 186.7 means? So we need to understand what is the variance is. So for the understanding point of view, what the basically variance does, students, variance measures how far a set of data is spread out. Clear? So similarly, if you apply on the post test, so what the variance you get here, you run this one, so you get this variance. Clear? So variance, what it does, it measures how far a set of data is spread out. So similarly, moving to the next function, students, next we are going to work on standard deviation. So my next formula that the function we are going to apply is standard deviation. We covered in the last lecture also this one. So when you run this one on the pre-test score, so you find how the other values in the post-test score are varying from their average value. Clear? So like this one. Similarly, you can apply this one, the standard deviation on the pre-test score, that how much values are varying from the mean value. So you run this one, so you get this 13.66 is the standard deviation for pre-test score. So students, understanding the meaning of a function is very crucial. So students, you can see the definition of standard deviation is, that is, quantity expressing by how much the members of a group differ from the mean value of the group. So the mean value of the group and how each member is different from that. So this is what we meant by the term standard deviation. So under the mode here, you are students, you are finding out that there is no mode value is present because each value is occurring once. Clear? So what is the mode is? Mode is the value that is having the highest frequency. So on this left hand side you are finding the index value, and these are the values of the list pre-test code. So students, the last function that we are going to apply is quantile. So quantile, now this is another statistical function. So how this is applied, we have selected a particular column of the uh, data frame, and then here we have applied the quantile. So here similarly we can apply the same quantile on post test score also. So you run this one, so you get the quantile for this one. So these are the different functions that we can apply, and when we are applying these functions, it's very important to understand the meaning of these functions, and then we can analyze the results, what results we are getting. So coming back to the PPTs, for students in descriptive statistics, these the functions that we have covered till now. So these functions we have applied one by one. So it's very important to use these functions, and also first we know the meaning of these functions, and then we get the results. So moving forward, so here we have applied we have created a data frame and applied these operations on that data frame. And students, you can note down the resource for the day, so you can take a bit help from this. Clear? So this may help you in applying these functions. So at the end, I thank you all, but also have a look on your book also as well as the resource. So I thank you all for attending the today's session. Thank you very much.